Thanks for joining us this morning on 9 News at 6. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Corey Rose. We've got a big lineup of stories impacting your day, including a possible change to Colorado elections and a bid to bring cheaper and smaller cars to our streets.
Yeah, first, though, let's check in with Erica Lopez and Katie LaSalle for your traffic and weather update before you head out the door. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Jordan and Corey. Yeah, right now, pretty quiet behind us, but don't be deceived. There is one interstate crash that we are tracking north of the metro. I'm going to break down what we're seeing up that way.
And it is extremely mild this morning, considering typically we see lows in the teens and 20s, 40s right now. But the winds, the main weather headline, continuing to see gusty winds and a high wind warning in spots in the mountains. I'll break down the forecast and when things calm down coming up.
And more than 100,000 Americans have been told to evacuate as potentially historic flooding slams Washington state. First, we do have an update on an ongoing budget battle that could shape the future of downtown and Denver sports.
We're talking about a key city council vote on paying for Summit FC's future stadium. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live with the story.
Yeah, good morning, Corey and Jordan. For the second time in 4 weeks, Denver Summit FC has faced City Council seeking funding approval for infrastructure improvements. Now, this money will go towards a new stadium that the team will pay for and build at Santa Fe Yards near I-25 and Broadway. Mayor Mike Johnson promised $50 million in city money to help with that. Last month, the City Council committee delayed approving the funding when council members did not have details of how the money would be spent. In response, the Denver Summit FC said they could take their stadium outside of the city. Yesterday, team president Jen Millett told council members it was not meant to be a threat, and team leaders handed City Council a breakdown of how the $50 million would be spent. It includes $35 million for the land, $7 million for earthwork and excavation, and more infrastructure improvements, totaling almost $56 million. Denver Summit FC's financial agreements cleared the committee vote. It will head to the full City Council on Monday for the first of 2 votes to approve it.
And it was never meant to challenge council in any way. We need to have a home for this team, and we need to do that in 2028.
There is no way that there is a vote on this on Monday without us receiving a CBA.
And as you heard there, some council members warned that they will not vote on this unless they see a community benefits agreement or a CBA, which is an agreement between the team and the local neighborhood organizations. The team said it has been agreed to, but is still being worked on by lawyers. In the meantime, team leaders did not say they will stop negotiating with other towns and jurisdictions. Live in Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you. After a particularly tough budget battle, Denver may switch to a plan that tackles city finances in 2-year chunks. That means that council members would draw up 24-month budgets every other year. In the off years, they would have a rubber stamp vote to approve the same plan. Fort Collins adopted a similar process in 2005. Denver's going to start taking public feedback on this idea in February.
City Council also advanced a plan to create a 13-acre entertainment district in the Elyria-Swansea neighborhood. That's the area around the Mission Ballroom. This means visitors would be able to drink outside in a designated common consumption area. You still won't be able to bring your drink from one bar to another or in and out of the Mission Ballroom itself. A vote on the proposal is set for December 22nd. Pivoting right now for a live look outside at the Christmas tree down at the Chris Kindle Market, where visitors could be in for a bit more wild wind today.
Yeah, so let's turn things over now to our Katie LaSalle. Katie, who's getting the worst of it this morning?
Good morning to you both. It's our northern Front Range mountains, the foothills, higher terrain off to our west. But yeah, later on today, we are bracing for some gustier conditions here across the metro area. Temperatures, just putting it in perspective, 24 hours ago at this hour, 32 degrees warmer out the door. It is still cool. You'll definitely want a sweatshirt, a jacket, but we are right now sitting at 55 degrees at Denver International Airport. Our average high for December 11th is 44, and downtown in the mid 40s right now. Fort Collins, we're seeing that mild air moving in with those gusty winds up to the north, and I'll show you where that high wind warning is momentarily. But your hourly planner, we will see the winds this afternoon pick up steam. Mostly cloudy skies, 9 o'clock, still relatively calm this morning, but the high wind warning that was issued yesterday still in place until 11 a.m. All areas shaded here in purple. We have seen wind gusts over 70 miles per hour at times, and it is already really blustery off to our west, north into Wyoming, and then here over the Denver metro area, it'll be after about 12 o'clock. We'll really start to see some wind gusts reach about 30 to even 40 miles per hour at times before calmer conditions return for tomorrow. So if you live in that high wind warning anywhere in that neck of the woods and you're over the winds, tomorrow will be a little bit calmer, and then a dry, mild weather pattern. We have 60s all over the 7-day forecast. Details on that still to come, Erica.
Katie, thank you. 6:04. Let's get you out the door with your traffic impact drive. So like I mentioned, Denver metro area looking pretty quiet. But if you're just joining us north of the Denver metro area in Fort Collins, we are following a wreck. This is southbound I-25 between Mulberry Street and Prospect Road. This morning, the incident is working to be cleared right now. We can see emergency crews trying to get everyone over to that left-hand side of the interstate to safely create room while the wreck is being cleared. We can see the cones out here as well. Now, folks are still able to get onto the interstate here, but it's a little bit slow on that ramp getting onto southbound I-25 because you're having to immediately merge into the far left-hand side of the interstate. Again, only that one far left lane is open and moving. I'm hoping we're in the clearing stages. Fire crews have already left the scene just a little bit earlier. So again, looks like we've just got those tow trucks working to clear things out of the way. I do want to take you over and show you where this is on our map really quickly. I would say no more than a 5-minute backup in this area, but I just want to give everyone a heads up. Again, between Prospect Road and Mulberry Street, southbound I-25, making your way again south through the Fort Collins area. Rest of our area, though, main interstate's looking good. I-25 from Meade, Firestone, Erie, Lafayette, all the way down into Thornton is clear. Denver to Boulder Drive in the green as well on Highway 36.
All right, thank you, Erica. A person who was hospitalized after an apartment fire in Westminster has died. The fire happened Tuesday afternoon just before 4. This was near 80th Avenue and Wolf Street. 2 people who lived there were hospitalized. Yesterday, fire officials announced one had died. The other is expected to survive. The fire also displaced 2 other families. The Red Cross is helping them out this morning. It's still not clear exactly how this fire started. The coroner's office has not released the name of the person who died.
An investigation is underway after a Greeley police officer shot at a man. It happened around 4 yesterday afternoon on 16th Avenue near the Greeley Mall. Investigators say police were responding to a burglary call at the home. They say a man opened the door and pointed a weapon at an officer. They didn't say what kind of weapon. An officer opened fire but missed the man. Investigators say the man went back inside. He eventually came back out. An officer reported that he stopped complying and they shot him with non-lethal ammunition. He was arrested and taken to the Weld County Jail.
The city of Loveland is doubling its overnight shelter capacity by bringing in 4 FEMA-grade tents to the Loveland Resource Center. The move comes after the city closed the South Railroad overnight facility in September. The tents should be up and ready by Friday night, bringing the total number of overnight spaces to 42.
Right now, the Weld County Sheriff's Office is trying to get to the bottom of a bizarre situation near Greeley. They say 14 cows are missing from 3 herds. It's something the Sanger family says has never happened to them before in their 3rd-generation farm. Other livestock owners in the Greeley area have also seen their herds thinned. All of Sanger's missing animals were females. Cows are younger heifers, which he says points to someone who knows their value.
It's telling me that they know what they're worth right now because we're so short, and on the American cow herd, period, we're down 38% as of middle of this year. So that's what's driving the cattle prices up, the meat prices, because there's no way that we can sustain with what we got.
Sanger estimates his loss at between $36,000 and $44,000. And while states like Colorado and Nebraska require brand inspections for livestock sales, it is not the case everywhere.
New this morning, we have learned that the Department of Homeland Security is buying 6 Boeing 737s to run deportation flights. The contract will cost close to $140 million, and right now, most deportation flights are done through charter flight companies. According to DHS, switching to their own planes will save close to $279 million taxpayer dollars.
An estimated 100,000 people have been told to evacuate from rising floodwaters. That's because of the massive atmospheric river storm that's swamping Washington state. Already, we have seen major mudslides completely block I-90 in multiple places. Yesterday, we showed you some of the rescues as crews jumped into action to save those trapped by the rising waters. This morning, those rescue operations continue, and neighbors are sharing their stories of terrifying close calls.
I found myself stuck on a little piece of land out there with my 4 cats and had to wade through water up to my chest in order to get to dry land. It was very cold and very swift.
These pictures are coming into us from the Pierce County Sheriff's Office, where swiftwater rescue teams work to get neighbors out of a flooding RV park.
And that storm has also been a disaster for animal rescue groups like the Everett Animal Shelter. Organizers say the shelter is right next to multiple bodies of water, and they were told to evacuate. That meant finding a place to put 120 dogs and cats before that water rises.
Never in a million years would I have thought that we would have been able to just put the call out and that our community would help like this.
Oh, I mean, everybody just comes out to support everybody, and, you know, there's a lot of love here.
And with all that help from the community, every single animal has already been placed with the foster family. This morning, we're also getting a look at the scale of the damage that's been done so far. Absolutely devastating images coming in throughout the Pacific Northwest.
Of course, rivers and bodies of water can continue to rise even after the rain stops, and the rain hasn't even stopped yet. Katie, how much longer are these storms going to be battering Washington and Oregon, and is there any chance of this making its way east and impacting us here in Colorado?
So, not to answer your first question, it will be impacting the Pacific Northwest through at least Friday night. So we have seen widespread rain, heavy at times, inches accumulating. And then you talked about the flood waters rising. Flood watches and warnings in effect for a big portion of western Washington until at least Friday night. So they're not out of the woods yet. We have a ridge of high pressure here in Colorado. We could use some of that precipitation, but it's going to stay just too far north for us to see any of it.
Those images are so scary.
Awful.
Yes, it is. All right, Katie, thank you.